Did years ago, before your family worked in the trades?
My dad worked with air conditioning.
Oh, yeah.
I said that earlier. He had a blue seal.
Uh-huh.
So he had got the black seal and then the blue seal. He was in the union.
Yeah.
So he had to take the special test to get the blue seal.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you know about those.
No, really.
It's the different levels to say what kind of boiler he can work on, what size boiler.
Yeah.
And after he took that test, he was able to work in the Newark airport.
Oh, okay.
And for
So it's commercial.
for Port Authority.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty good job.
Yeah.
They give a lot of benefits with Port Authority.
Yeah. Yeah. My friend retired from JFK.
Mm-hmm.
He was some type of maintenance manager or something. He could do everything.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of things that sometimes maybe it wasn't what he did every day that they needed help with. Sometimes he was working on the snowplow.
Yeah.
And on the runway or whatever.
Yeah, my friend could do everything. He could do the HVAC, electric, foundation, the framing.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, his wife complains because his house was
Complain?
yeah, because his house was always opened up. He was always doing
Oh.
great work, but
it's never finished.
yeah,
Yeah.
she actually complained. He's got a beautiful house,
Mm-hmm.
but he'll want to change something. That's nice,
Mm-hmm.
That's his thing.
Yeah, my dad could do just about everything in the
Yeah,
house.
Right. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. So your dad would have been a great inspector, sure.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Take a 10-minute break.
Okay. Cool. We're gonna take a break.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. We have this taskmaster here, so don't be late. Yeah, he missed the boat.
I thought you said this is not an online class, but there's people online.
Yeah, there's people over
That's if you're taking the class to get licensed, you have to have it in person, okay?
Oh.
Yeah. These people have, they've been at it for years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But a lot of schools, well, I'm not sure how to say this, but they turn people into taking the course to get their license online. I think that's a disservice.
Hmm.
It's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's tough online. I mean, these guys,
Yeah.
they're licensed, they're doing it for years. That's their trade.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that tough for them.
Right.
But, yeah. It's pretty nice though.
The cookies?
Yeah, my wife bought some bags of chocolate chip for herself.
For herself.
Well, but she doesn't like them. So, but I like them.
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
like chocolate,
No, but she didn't like the one she bought.
Oh,
They taste too dry or sandy or something. But I like them. I think they're good.
yeah. There's a lot of different brands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't like the soft ones.
No, I don't either.
No.
I like the
Some people
crispy
do.
ones. Yeah, that's true.
Years ago, I used to have like a sheet when I inspected a boiler.
Mm-hmm.
I have like checklists. You know, the pressure temperature relief valve, the pressure control, you know, these check.
Mm-hmm.
That was for steam heat,
Mm-hmm.
water heat, whatever. Like, it would be a little change. You know, forced air. Forced air, you're looking at the filter. You know, you're listening to the fan, you're looking at the flame. You're trying to find if there's anything wrong with the heat exchanger. The heat exchanger cracks and, you know, you need new furnace or something, you know. So, all these different systems you have. So I don't use that checklist anymore.
Because you memorized it all, right?
Yeah, I got in the habit,
Mm-hmm.
so I just wouldn't look at a boiler today without checking the temperature relief. I always put my hand there, feel
Mm-hmm.
moisture, you know, just a habit.
You said there's water in there?
Yeah, there's a little kitchen in there, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's gotta find out.
Interesting guy, huh?
Yeah, he's gotta find out what he needs though for that. He needs a Jersey license.
Well, you can get it in New York, and it's not a problem to get it, you know, gonna pay a fee to get it in New Jersey, right?
Well, I wouldn't,
Yeah, all right.
you know, step in and be the advisor, go,
Okay.
There's no filtered water? Bottled water?
oh, there's a vending
just-
machine.
Yeah, it's just the sink.
Yeah,
I'll
and
go to the
the-
vending machine.
Yeah, the first floor.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
See if you can get these guys a little more
Yeah.
active.
It's actually better for me, you know. The less I'm talking, the better off I am. I know that. Better off everybody.
Now you're starting to believe in what Rob says, right? Because he asked me one time, what course are you teaching, you know, tonight, right? So I said, old houses. He
Yeah.
said, are they older than Ed?
No, that's another course, real old houses. A lot of my friends were slow over this winter with this snow and everything. Wonder how he did. I wonder how Rob did.
Oh,
A
Rob.
lot of my friends were slow over this winter.
Yeah, I can
A lot of
imagine.
them were down,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was down, but I don't care anymore.
It's pretty much gone, except on like shopping centers, you know, with big parking.
Oh, the snow, yeah.
The snow, right?
No,
Yeah.
but it was
But
cold,
the
though,
roads
the
are
snow,
pretty
yeah.
good.
But there was like almost a shutdown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't recall when there was a bigger storm or one that's comparable.
But there was.
Yeah. But, you know, God, that's gotta be a long time ago.
Yeah, I remember one time I was in Comac, and we had a storm, big storm, and I had inspection in Comac.
Right.
I didn't live too far. When you were north of Jericho, you came up Town Line Road. I was to the left, but there was a baseball section to the right. And they called the baseball section because it was Gehrig Street, Ruth Street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it was all these old baseball names, and they call it the baseball section. There's another section, they call it the Indian section, and you know, the Cherokee, Iroquois.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have a bird
I
section.
don't know. I didn't see that. I go to, you know, in Comac, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of times.
Well, you have to go
Down to
into.
the doctor's office there, I go
Oh,
to.
yeah, but you're on Jericho, yeah, or you're on Comac Road, or you're on Jericho.
Yeah,
When you go into some of these neighborhoods,
Right.
and you know, there's a baseball section, there's a bird section, there's a what do I say, Indian section, you know.
That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also Indian Road, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're on Indian Road, you know, when you get off the Parkway south of Jericho,
Oh, south of Jericho.
and that might be called Haunted Road there, then it turns into
Yeah,
Indian
Haunted,
Road.
yeah.
But if you made a right off Haunted Road, you'd be in the Indian section. You'd be on Iroquois Road Drive or
Right,
something. You know?
right.
Yeah. And then you'd easily recognize that they're all Indian names. You know? Yeah. Oh, so we were saying there's snowstorm, big snowstorm,
Yeah.
like almost like in the middle of a blizzard. I had a 9 o'clock inspection in Comac. I live in Comac.
Right.
I went, fucking guy was there.
He wasn't going anywhere.
No, I mean, my client was there. He
Right.
came, he showed up.
Wow.
Yeah, I was impressed.
Yeah. Did you hear what Ed said?
There was a snowstorm.
Yeah, I lived in Comac.
Mm-hmm.
I had inspection in Comac in the morning, and a snowstorm, but I mean a bad storm, like a blizzard storm, you know. And I went there. It was my neighborhood, so it was no problem for me to get there. The guy was there. He showed up.
Mm-hmm.
They looked at the house.
Well, maybe he lived there.
No, my client was buying a house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's looking.
You expected him to call and say, oh, I can't make it.
Yeah.
Let's do it when it's not snowing, or let's. No, he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a couple times. I had a shovel in the back of my van, and I had to shovel my way in.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah. You never know. But this storm, there was nobody out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Except the people plowing the snow, you know, trucks.
Oh yeah. No, but I mean, no real estate deals.
Hello? Hello? It's so often, but I don't want to.
Yes.
hang up right away because it could be a student or whatever.
Right. So what I have on my phone, I get a lot of the spam calls,
Yeah.
and it can answer the phone for me. And this way, I could see on my screen the words appear if they speak, and if they don't speak, then no words appear, and then it disconnects.
Right.
Oh, that's
Can you
nice.
help me with mine?
I think you could only do that if you have a Pixel phone, but I don't.
Pixel?
Want to check?
The Google, the one phone's made by Google.
Oh, okay.
Oh, want to check?
Give me a second. I have
Oh,
to look.
yeah.
I gotta look it up and see if I can
Yeah, of course.
find where
Boy,
to
it's
check.
so annoying.
Well, I noticed that if it's suspected spam and you answer it and there's no,
There's a little gap in there, right?
like they're putting a machine on.
Yeah, yeah.
But sometimes, you're right, Mike, it comes up spam, and then my wife gets a call from Stony Brook University Hospital
Right.
or a doctor or something, and it comes in as spam.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she missed it, but sometimes, the other day, she said, watch my phone, I'm expecting a call from Dr. Lee, and then spam came in, and I answered it, because I don't want that to happen. I don't wanna-
Sure.
It's a pain in the ass.
And that's why I answer it, even if it says a
Well, a lot of times
possible
now, I
scam.
just tell them
Let me see.
I'm not interested, and sometimes I tell them why I'm not interested,
Oh.
I think you're gonna come in handy, at least for me.
Yeah, could you keep going?
Oh my God. Well, you saw,
Matt?
yeah, you
Yeah.
saw Matt? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I wasn't sure.
Did he have to take a test? Why was he here?
No,
Oh.
he is going to take the state test.
Yeah,
Because he finished
Yeah.
his classes.
Yeah, he told me, yeah.
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 He's gonna be really good.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. No problem, yeah. He likes to do things right,
yeah.
He told me he looked at a house for a relative just the other day.
Really?
No license necessary or something.
Right.
And he went home and he tried to write the report, and he got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
So he was picking my brain. I was trying to help. That's
Oh.
what we were talking about out there.
Oh, okay.
I told the main thing when you first start. I guess we could turn on. If I'm going to talk, I might as well get credit.
Mm.
Take the 10-minute, the break. But
Yeah.
I told him if you're going to write a report,
Yeah.
and you're going to write, oh, this is really for a relative, but typical house, there's 7 or 8 concerns that you might find, with the electrical, plumbing, and the roof, or something,
Okay.
And then, okay, so you have, those are the concerns.
And you have.
Okay, so you
checklist.
opened up the report.
Hmm.
Put those concerns in. Don't go by step by step by step.
Right.
Put them in. In other words, you have a problem with the electrical
As you
service,
see
go
them.
to the electric and put that problem and put
Before
a
you
picture.
forget, yeah.
You have
you're
a problem
distracted.
with the sills in the garage, go to the garage, put that picture, so you
Right.
get all those concerns that really have to be in there.
Hmm.
Now you can relax writing the rest of the report. It's
Yeah.
not a concern,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of.
And you don't
how you're
miss
wording the-
them.
Yeah.
You don't get fatigued at the end. You put
Yeah,
all
that's
this,
the danger, yeah.
all this trivia,
Yeah,
Like I had said something to him, he took a lot of these pictures, he's putting all the pictures in the report. I said, no, Matt, if you go up on the roof and you look at the chimney, and the chimney is good, just write that you know, I looked at the chimney and the exterior is good. I said, you know, you don't have to put a picture, you know, put the
Right.
pictures of the concerns. This way, people are inclined to read that. Oh, there's a picture, I better pay attention. This way,
Yeah, yeah,
and well, you know, if you have a nice front stoop with nice handrails, no problem with the front stoop.
right,
You have to take a picture of the front stoop, put it in there.
right,
Nothing wrong with the front stoop. But if you don't have any handrails, then you have to put a picture of the front stoop with no handrails.
oh, yeah,
But if it has handrails, and the riser heights are even, and platforms even, and it's in good condition, it's not cracked, not settled,
yeah.
why would you put a picture of that?
No,
It's a distraction to the people.
right.
Yeah.
You know, things
Yeah.
of concern that you want
Exactly.
to, yeah,
Now-
sure,
At the inspection,
I'm gonna call it just to test it.
yeah, sure.
at the inspection, so to Google it, what do you have, an iPhone?
Mm.
You have an
No, it's,
iPhone? Android?
yeah,
Okay. So Google is Android too, I guess, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he's using report house, Matt, he was trying. Oh, you have to,
He said he's doing that?
report house, you have to clean it up. In other words, it's the pages and pages. Gotta get rid of it all, get rid of it, you know. Like if you have report house,
Right,
it's got log homes on it. Get it out of there. We never inspect a log home. You know what I mean?
oh, I
Get
see
it out
what
of
you're
it.
saying,
You
sure,
know, you
sure,
get
yeah,
Get this
yeah.
stuff that you're never ever gonna click on out of your view. You're holding yourself up.
Yeah,
you know.
clean it up, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah, that's,
Let's say,
that's,
let's say that you're looking at report house and they got 26 items on roofs. I narrowed it down to like 5. You know, anything else, I'll type it in. But these are the 5 I see every day, all day. I could write all my reports with these 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't need 26. Yeah,
Hmm.
some of these reports, this could happen, that could happen, this could. That's not good. In other words, so what the hell is the report saying? Anything could happen at any time? Well, what the hell I need you for?
yeah.
You didn't even have to come to the house to tell me anything could happen any time, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I looked at the roof, but, you know, roofs, leak could happen anytime, I don't know. Well, okay.
Hmm.
But it doesn't,
Yeah,
yeah, I told them, verbiage on report host is very vague.
Oh my God.
yeah,
So you could click on it and it would be applicable, but it sounds like a machine wrote it.
oh,
Yeah, you can't,
yeah.
can't have that.
Hi, this is Benjamin. I'm not a scammer. Testing. Testing. Hello. There you
You got it? What was it, an app, Ben?
go. No, I didn't install any app. It's part of
Okay.
it's part of the phone. It's already there.
Wow. Oh,
It's already there.
It was already there. You just have to know where to click.
Oh,
no.
yeah, well, that's the problem with me, I
Yeah.
don't know where
You,
anything
you
is.
know what? I'll hang up and start over again. But yeah.
Is it in settings, Ben? I don't want to distract you.
I think it was already turned on in the settings, You just need to see it's call assist.
Yeah,
So instead of clicking the green or red,
right.
you click call assist.
So where does that get me?
Text call. And then this is the phone speaking to me.
Text and respond to you. If you want to continue, please tell me why you're calling.
I'm calling to test the phone to show that it can filter spam. And then the words appear here, and you can hear my voice.
Mhm.
If no one speaks, then you don't need to hear anyone or pick up the phone.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now you try it. Click it. Click the number.
The number?
The number, yeah. Now click call assist. Call assist.
Okay.
Text call.
Text call.
Hi. I'm using a voice assistant to convert your voice to text and respond to you. If you want to continue, please tell me why you're calling. This is Benjamin. I'm not a scammer. Just to let you know, this is my number. You might not know my number yet, but now you do.
And you can see
Okay.
the words appear on the screen. Now, if you don't want to say anything, if you're in a meeting and you don't want to speak out loud, you could click one of these.
I can't talk right now. I'll call you back later.
Okay, great.
And that way,
That makes sense.
it speaks for you.
Could you repeat that, please?
All you have to do is press the buttons on the bottom.
I can't talk right now. I'll call you back later.
See that?
Hey, I learned something today.
Do that next time you have a spam caller.
Hmm.
Hey, I learned something. Do that next time you have a spam caller. And the words appear on the screen. And you could even type a response here.
Okay.
Is
Do you know how to do that,
No.
Ed?
Is it
This
on
is my
the,
typed response.
this is my typed response. So you could type anything and then it speaks it for you.
is this under Google services?
It's under phone. But if you look in settings, it's under
Oh.
phone.
Oh, well,
But
this is cool.
it looks like it was already turned on for him.
Oh,
I just needed to figure out how to use it because
I
Oh.
can't talk right now. I'll call you back later.
right.
Okay.
His works a little bit differently than mine.
oh, okay.
So I don't know
So
your
now
number.
I know what those buttons are for.
Yeah.
About
At least
phone?
a couple
No.
of them.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
cell phone.
all right, that's good, thanks so much.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you go to the settings,
I'm at
open
settings.
your phone app. Tap
Oh,
the three
okay,
three
okay.
dots in the corner
Oh, okay. Let me
in
go.
your phone app.
I think
This is the regular settings for the whole phone. Go to your phone app. No, that's
this is settings I'm on now.
that's the wrong place. Get out of there.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Go to your phone app that you would use to call with.
Oh, okay, the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right there.
Yeah, right.
Phone. The one that says phone.
Oh, okay.
Tap the three dots.
Oh,
Settings here.
oh. Cool.
Caller ID or spam. Translate. Call captions. Call in.
Answering? No. Other setting?
I don't even remember.
Okay.
Can I look at yours? It's not in the settings. Mine.
Oh,
Text
Answering?
call. Oh, you just turned it off. You should keep it on because
Keep
it's not.
it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
All settings. Video quality. Permissions.
I thought you said that I was turn it off if I didn't want
It looks like it's only does anything if you click it. You click the number when someone calls.
it.
So
Okay.
even when it's on,
Right,
it's not really going to do anything
okay.
until you click the number when someone calls.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, well, let me
Real
just
time
remember
text.
that.
Hard to find. Text call. Call settings, text call.
Okay,
Call
so,
settings.
okay, so,
So there's a good chance it's probably
Oh.
already turned on.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Settings?
Settings here.
All right.
Calls. Oh, it's right here.
Oh.
Select the language.
Yeah.
English. Australia. United States.
Yeah, okay, that's okay.
Turn on.
Yeah.
Okay. Download English.
Okay.
That's a little something extra.
Oh, it's a language bank, huh?
Mm-hmm. Answer calls without saying a word. A voice assistant will ask the caller why they're calling.
Yeah,
You'll see what they say in a text chat, and then you can type or tap your response that will be read aloud to the caller.
oh, okay. So with spam, I could just tap a response?
Right.
Oh, okay, like I'm out, or something, okay.
Especially if you're in a quiet place and you don't
Yeah.
want to speak out
Okay.
loud. This is very helpful.
Oh.
And you could play the other person's voice too. A lot of times if it's spam,
Oh,
they don't
okay.
say anything, so
Okay.
you wouldn't hear anything anyway.
Okay,
Why don't we try
okay, so it's all
your
set
number.
now?
Call your number.
Okay. I had to stop and think because I never call my number. Okay. Now, press call assist.
Call assist, click it.
Okay.
Oh. You gotta click it twice.
Hi. I'm using a voice assistant to convert your
Oh.
voice to text and respond to you. If you want to continue, please tell me why you're calling.
This is Benjamin Scalera. I'm not a scammer, so I'd like you to please answer the phone. I'd like to talk about our meeting today.
Wow.
All the words I'm saying are appearing on your screen,
Oh, okay.
and you can hear them.
All right.
I can't talk right now. I'll call you back later.
That's it.
That's it. And then you could type something or click
Yeah.
one of the buttons
Oh,
so
I
that
see.
it responds
I could
for
type, yeah, okay,
you. You could click this one.
yeah.
Is this urgent?
Oh.
No, it's not urgent. I can call
Okay.
later.
Okay, and I can repeat that,
Yeah.
okay.
Could you repeat that, please?
Okay, nice.
And I think there's more.
Oh,
Who are you?
oh, who are you? I
Just to
like that one.
clarify, who are you?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, it was worth coming in tonight. I told you I always learn something here.
Sure.
And
That's
it's
awesome.
perfect for filtering out spam calls.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I click that all day. I don't know why I get so many spam.
But I was telling Bill, I think you were getting your water, that my wife got a call from a doctor. She was expecting a call,
Mm-hmm.
and it came from a doctor's office, and it came through as spam.
Oh.
But if she had this,
you wouldn't have missed it.
You don't need to worry about it because
Yeah.
whatever they say appears on the screen.
Yeah.
So if you think it's spam, don't just not answer it.
Yeah,
Have it appear on the screen.
sure.
That's great.
Yeah, and you
That's
could
a
say,
great feature,
you could
yeah.
respond, I'm not interested.
That's right. You can click it on the screen. All you got to do is tap the response.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Glad you came.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, good. Now we owe you.
Uh-huh.
We gotta-
All right, so,
I wouldn't have figured that out on my own. How'd you get a hold of it?
I had to do something. There was a lot of spam calls I get.
Yeah, no, but you were just playing with your phone till you figured it out?
Well, really, it was one of the features they advertised
Oh.
as,
Oh, okay.
well, this is what the
Okay.
Google Pixel phone can do now.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times what Google does is they put
Yeah.
their new features in their own.
I
Pixel
found this on the
phone.
web.
And after that,
Yeah.
they release those features to all the other Google phones.
Oh.
So these phones will get those free features first.
Oh, okay. Okay, nice.
Alright.
So you're happy with the Google phone?
Yes.
I had a landline. I don't know if you ever called my home. I don't even answer it anymore, but let's say I was paying $20 a month for a landline.
that sounds fairly
I don't
reasonable.
use it.
But, right, yeah.
Let's
It's
get rid of the landline.
basically obsolete.
No, so the girl says to me, you could we'll send you a cell phone, and you could use your cell phone as your landline, same number, we'll send you a cell phone, and it was less, it was like $15.
Right?
But I have an extra cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Something goes wrong with my cell phone.
That's great.
I got two phones here.
Yeah.
So if the battery goes dead on one, I can use the other.
Why shouldn't you?
Mm.
Mine,
So, it's the same number?
no.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This one is Google Pixel 1, and this one is 7 Pro. I don't have a number on this, so it's not connected to the cell tower, but I use the Wi-Fi through my iPad to do a video call with my mom or whatever, or you could download an app and make free calls through that app. So if you ever want to have a secondary number, call someone with a number that's not your real number, so that they don't know your real number, you could download a Talkatone, and it's a free number.
Wow.
Okay, I think it's almost,
Time for another break?
Time for another break?
No,
it's a break. He's catching on.
Okay.
Mm.
So, I mean, I guess Joe and Kevin know all about checking for steam heating systems.
Ask him.
Yeah. Now, Kevin, you heard what I said about the copper on the supply side of the steam. You flagged that?
I don't know, is that what he,
Um,
okay, here?
are you the supply side? What do you mean?
Yeah, like the header, where the steam.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen it leak when they use copper?
Yeah, I actually,
Yes. Yeah.
I did an inspection 2 days, no, like 4 days ago in St. Albans, and
Yeah.
It was vacant, and not only was the header leaking, but first off, when I first arrived, the seller said that the boiler was turned off.
Yeah.
I said, okay, all right. I mean, it could be winterized, or you could be hiding problems. Right?
Right.
I'm just, I'm pretending that, I'm kind of siding with the owner. I'm just going through the motion like, okay, twin tries is twin tries. Okay, so we're gonna look at what we can out of the boiler. We're gonna move on. Okay.
Right.
And so I'm talking to them about the steam heating system. I'm talking to them about how primitive the system is and how it operates very much like the tea kettle.
Yeah.
And so we move on, right? We move on, and we're in the
Remind him,
middle
show his face.
room in the basement, specifically where the steam heating pipe is passing through that room and moving upwards
Yeah.
towards the first floor. And right around, I would say, what I'm talking about, the section we're focused on is the area that's right by the basement window.
Yeah.
And so the agent had said that, oh, there's some watermarks here because we accidentally left the basement window open and the snow got in.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, but if that's the case, why don't we see any watermarks below the window? And
Right.
why are all the watermarks
On the floor.
from the ceiling
Yeah.
down?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. And so the buyer thought about that for like 2 seconds and just thought, yeah, you're totally right. That is, like, how does
Yes.
how does water leak up?
Yeah. Right.
I go, well, take a look at the steam pipe is actually passing right through here.
Yeah.
It could probably be a pressure relief valve and that's faulty.
Yeah.
And it's just been spewing
Right.
the steam from it. And I said, but whatever, we'll just note it, and then we go upstairs, and then right by the front bay window, there was the same effect, except this time they had cardboarded and duct tape off the front bay window from the inside. On one hand, you would think that, okay, maybe it's just like freshly installed, and they're not done installing it yet, okay? Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna come back, you're gonna keep working on it. But then you look and you see the orange rusted piss stains that are just shooting out from the radiator. And so I go, okay, so as you can tell, not only the boiler hasn't been flushed out because it's been running the same dirty water, it has been because the inner lining is now just kind of been wearing away and all that. So I go, I'm not sure if this boiler is necessarily winterized or if this hasn't been serviced. We just need a plumber or technician to come in and fully service the whole heating system because it looks like there's just a bunch of factors that are just coming to play here.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's.
Now, the ton of steam heating system is very common in Europe. Very common.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Older houses. But that
Yeah.
I always say there's evidence, of a leak, a drip, concerns. Call a service company into it. But it reinforces what I was telling Ben. Ben is here. He's prospective home inspector. Our eyes pick up a lot. Our eyes, it's a little bit of detective work. So you notice something, and talking to people is excellent. And what I always like, let's say the owner is there. I learned this a long time ago. Sometimes I would go down the basement and I would notice something that I think is a concern. I would go up and get face to face with the owner and say, did you have a problem with a steam pipe, a steam leak? It's very hard for them to look you in the eye and lie. Very hard. Very hard.
Because you first kind of
Yes.
quote unquote caught them off guard in the sense that you
Correct.
literally brought
And now,
what they've been hiding
Correct.
under the rug right
But-
up to their face.
right,
Right after saying hello.
but they don't know what I know and what I saw. So they can be assuming the worst
Correct.
and they have a little guilt. So a lot of times I see them start to lie and then they go, oh no, we didn't, and then
They quickly start feigning
Yes.
ignorance.
yes, yeah. No, but then they, oh yeah, I do Yeah, because it's very hard for them to look you in the eye and lie. It's very difficult.
Yeah, I would say right after
Yes.
the eyes, the second most important thing is the nose.
Okay. Okay, the senses, yeah.
For me, I happen to have a very particular nose. My brother
Okay.
doesn't.
Yeah.
But because when I was a kid, I used to be able to smell if maybe food had gotten spoiled
Yeah.
early, and so I just, okay, so if I smell sewer backup,
Yeah.
if I smell moldy,
Yes.
really moldy condition,
Yes.
if I smell leaking gas, if I
Yeah.
smell oil stains, if I smell,
Yes.
like,
Yeah, it's a good point.
Just freshly dried, like freshly laundered clothes. Sometimes the dryer ducts are just.
Let me ask you something, Kevin. Do you drive your wife crazy?
Oh, I'm lucky. I'm single.
Oh, okay. Because my
I
wife,
got really smart.
my wife could smell like I'd be eating fish and she could smell fish. She could smell this. She could smell. I mean, like
Yeah.
it's.
I can get down to
Yeah.
can smell different types of perfume, and I know
Yeah.
exactly which perfume and what brand.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife is crazy like that.
Yeah. So I believe
Yes.
with the clients, if they
Yeah.
can understand that you're really in tune with your five senses,
Okay.
they can really see the value that's being extracted from
Yes.
the service that they paid for.
Yes, and like sometimes you can feel it with your feet, the slope of a floor, the pitch of a floor, or
Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah, yeah,
Just because you walk through so many basement floors, so many
Right.
crawl
Yeah.
spaces that and also you have to kind of also give respect to your own time that you've invested in this work, which is the
Right.
fact that you have had the
Right.
had the privilege and the luck to walk through many different types of construction,
Yeah.
many different types of quality of construction, and so now you yourself have this kind
Yeah.
of built up this vast trove of data in your body that okay, it's like you can tell when the underlayment and the floors and the unfinished slab had been leveled off and all that, and now you can kind of build your case
Yes.
to just kind of present the evidence to your client as to why you feel what you feel.
Yeah, and the other thing is that you're kind of giving your client information. They're buying the house, so you're giving them more information about the house than actually would be visible to them. Yeah.
Right.
And they do appreciate that. Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah.
They really do. They really do.
Yeah. You know,
That,
with the
try to really like maximize the value and the way you approach the sensories.
yes.
Ask Joe.
Yeah.
Don't just kind of like I would say early on in my career when I first started I would just look, okay, but I wasn't. I was looking, but I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
I was just looking in the sense that it's architectural shingle roof, not asphalt
Right.
shingle. Right? Like I was just
Okay.
looking, okay, well that's part of the report, right? Your
Right.
first is part of identifying, well, is it clay, tile, is it slate, is it architectural,
Yeah,
is it
right.
asphalt, right? So I am doing my work,
Right.
right? But
No.
then you start realizing that
Right.
there's a little bit more, there's another level to this. There's
No,
another level.
You remind me of a story with Rob Byrne.
Yeah, he's had classes with.
Well, how I met him was he was in a class. He took a class, and then he called me up,
Right.
and he said he's working for a company that's inspecting houses, and they're using him, and he's going to house inspections with them, and then like they would have him do the exterior. The guy would do the interior. The guy was always in a rush. And then I think he wanted to get away from them. He smelt a rat or something. So I said, send me his report and he sent me the guy's report, and when you were talking, Kevin, it reminded me of that the report described the house. So I read this report, and it was just like Kevin was saying, so architectural shingle, asbestos shingle on the side, asphalt driveway. This was his report describing the house. And I said, what use is this? I read the whole report. I don't know a friggin' thing about this house. I don't know if it's well maintained, it's up to stand, you know, the workmanship. I don't know nothing. So I called Rob up and I said, you gotta get away from these people. You gotta get away from them. You know, this is,
Right.
they're leading you down a path that you shouldn't be going down. You know, they're not no way inspecting a house. You know, they go into a house and describing a house. What the hell use is that? You know? Yeah, I don't think- you're right. You're right. So, Kevin, maybe it was in the same vein as this, where I was telling Bill I had a conversation with Matt. Matt completed the course, and he tried to write a report the other day, and he had a lot of trouble. So he said, I got to pick your brain. And I was just telling Bill, like if you're at a typical house, there's maybe 7 concerns, you know, like that would go in a summary. You know, 7 things. Maybe there's something wrong with the roof, there's something wrong with the driveway, you know, some windows on the second floor or something. And I said, if you inspect the house, have these concerns, and put the concerns right into the report, especially when you're first making a home inspection. It's your first couple reports. Make sure that they're in there. That's what the people called you for, the structural problem, the plumbing problem, you know, whatever the issue is. Make sure they're in there, and then you could fill out it's architectural shingle or it's sheetrock ceilings. You could put all that into the report, but you know that you got those main. That's right. But you're making sure that you didn't leave the meat out. You know what I mean? You got architectural shingles in there, but you didn't tell them about the electrical hazard, you know, in the crawl space or something, you know. Yeah. Well, I don't necessarily, I've done it that way. I don't necessarily do it that way. I guess I have my methods. I go through the report, and make up the report, and I think that I do that in a way, like before I send out my report, I review all my pictures and make sure I got those concerns. But I think when you're first starting out, that would be a good idea.
Yeah, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Oh yeah, I really, I have a story.
Picture will save your butt as long as you put in a report.
Okay, I have a whole story about the pictures. Bill probably heard this before. I have a son that's a journalist, and he was working a job, and he had
John, right?
What?
Is that John?
No, Mikey.
John,
We call him Mike. He's the youngest, so he's a baby. But he got a job as a journalist, and he came home. He was out of state, so he came home and he got another job here. He worked for the Post, Daily News, but anyhow, he got another job here. And then one day he said to me, Dad, I have a Sony digital camera in the drawer. I don't use it. He needed it with his first job, but he didn't need it. Now they send it, work for the Daily News, they send a photographer with him. He always has a photographer. I don't need this camera. Why don't you take it? I didn't even know what a digital camera was. We're talking a long time ago. It was a Sony digital camera. It did have a card, but the card was like so many megabytes, like 34 megabytes. It would hold, maybe not even a whole inspection of pictures. So I took the camera out one day, and like Kevin says, the picture's worth 1,000 words. I go up on the roof. My client can't see what I'm seeing. The chimney is falling apart. I mean, it's really bad. So I take a picture up close with it, and
and I climbed down the ladder. I said, "Oh yeah, Jimmy's really bad." And then I showed him a picture. Wow, this is.
Mhm.
And so that was the first time I ever had a camera, and nobody had cameras. This was digital cameras just coming out. Nobody.
Well, you could have used the film camera too. Either way.
Or even
Yeah, but
like
that was
the
hard
Polaroid cameras,
because
too.
you're making up a report. You send a report. You got to go get these developed. You got to get
Yeah,
the things.
yeah.
So you're right, but the digital was I
It's
climbed
so
down
easy.
and showed him a picture.
Yeah.
Instant.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So he said, "Wow, could you send me that picture?" I didn't know shit. And I guess so. Go home. It was easy. I took the card out, put it in. Oh, yeah, picture.
And then email it.
Yeah, shared it. Put out an email. Oh, that was simple. So then I go to one picture. Because this was something he couldn't see. Then I go to another house, same week maybe. I go in an L-shaped ranch. I'm in a crawl space. So I crawl in crawl space in the L-shape and make the turn. And I suspect termite damage in the sill or something. And I put my screwdriver, it goes right through the sill.
Mm.
So I'm down there and they take a picture. It's got a flash. They take a picture of the screwdriver right through the sill. They come out and I show my client, look, you got a rotted sill in the corner. You couldn't be with me, but I'm showing you. So you could see that he got to call a carpenter to change the sill and he needs a termite treatment. Oh, so I sent him the picture. So this went on for a little while, a short while. House master called me up. Remember Ivan?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, okay. So they called me up and they're pissed, Matt and Ivan, because I work for them and I'm taking pictures. And none of the other inspectors are taking pictures. So how they found out was they got a nice letter from somebody. Oh, and the pictures really helped, and so this is an attaboy. So they're yelling at me, and it's real confrontational. You can't be doing it. Who do you think you are? This and that. So I'm a boss of my job. I'm a battalion chief at that time, or a captain, or something, so I know, like, I'm laughing to myself, this is a fucking idiot. He's supposed to say, we got a nice letter, compliment me,
Right.
and say,
And say, this is a
yes,
great
I know
idea.
you're
I'm
trying
gonna
your
give
best,
cameras to
doing it,
everybody.
maybe this is innovative, but hold off, we can't,
Yeah.
it didn't do, we call it a PNP sandwich, positive, negative. You give them the negative, then you give them a positive, but, you're a good employee, but none of
right,
none of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So, okay, next day I go out and do an inspection, and now this concerns at every house, right? I'm taking pictures, and I was concentrating on taking pictures that the client couldn't see. So I take a picture, and then I show it to the client. The client's impressed. Don't tell house master. Don't tell them. I'm going to send you a
don't tell my
picture.
boss.
Don't tell them. In other words, we're going to keep them in the dark like a mushroom. Fuck them. They're going to yell at me for this. But I knew that there was no way I was going to have that camera,
Oh,
have that
God.
information, not give it to the people. No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why were they against taking pictures? Is there some rule?
Because their reasoning was these people are giving you a compliment. Now they refer us, and there are no pictures. In other words, none of my other inspectors
Right,
have a
so-
camera. None of them are
okay.
taking pictures.
Yeah.
So you're going to jam us up if you take. But
Because they're going to have to buy more cameras for
Everybody's
everyone.
gonna be asking, can I?
oh yeah,
can you
yeah. How
take
come we didn't
pictures
get
of
Yeah,
a
yeah.
picture?
Why didn't I
Like-
get pictures
That's
taken?
right.
Yeah.
So, but they were only seeing the negative of it. But I knew it was.
But that was a negative attitude.
They,
Oh yeah.
but they saw it as more work for them.
I was just to myself. I was just like, well, fucking.
Well,
Sure.
you didn't have such a good relationship with them, and understandably.
Well, you know what? I never. I never had any friction. I always treated them politely.
Right, of course,
But-
absolutely.
I knew what was going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was doing on the side. I had a job as a fireman.
Mhm.
Then it would get busy, and they would actually hire somebody full-time, and then back me way off. I thought, well, the guy needs a full-time job, I'm making a salary, you know, I don't really, but after a while, like, you know what I mean? You're gonna use me and use me and use me when there's that gap,
Yeah,
and then momentarily fill a gap, like, you don't wanna know me. Oh, this is good. Oh, so here's the thing. Now, they come out with licensing.
right,
So, I get my license. Oh, and Ivan says he'll get a license, I can work for him. They never inspected a house in his life. But anyhow, so I get audited. I actually think
Wow.
I think they dropped a dime on me. In other words, he
Oh.
used to say, "Well,
Yeah,
how could
yeah.
you do it this cheap?" I didn't realize he had an office, he had a secretary, he had all this overhead. I didn't have none. I had a computer, you know. So he dropped he would mumble in the back of his, oh yeah. So he's probably not paying taxes or something. They called, so I was all squared away because I have a nice job. I ain't gonna screw that up, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
paid my taxes, so they ordered me, and they actually had inspections. You inspected here, where's the money, how, you know? And I had it was deposited, you know, I claimed it, and then, to get the license, remember you had to pass a test
right,
and have 250 inspections. Or pass a test and have 125 inspections. Not take a test, but have 250 inspections under your belt. Or, you know, take a class or whatever. So I'm grandfathered in. I have to send them 250 inspections.
Right.
And I'm writing them out.
right.
It's a fucking horror. I didn't have it on a spreadsheet. I'm writing out the address. I went here. So I got to like 100 or something. I said, well, you need 100 and proof of a test. So I had passed a national test, and I got that, you know, the receipt from that, and I sent them the 100 just to not make out the other 150, 125. So I had done thousands, you know, before that licensing. But, so to get that number, I had to ask Ivan, you know, I did that many inspections for you, I want to get the data. And he told me, why should I give you the data? You'll be my competition.
Yeah, yeah.
But I had an answer for him. Don't give me the data. I'll just call up the state and tell them I couldn't get the data because he wouldn't give it to me.
Good answer.
Yeah, so, okay, and then
Yeah, yeah.
he was always breaking balls. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
but make sure you keep it in alphabetical order. This is like I'm a fucking idiot, you know. All right, I just took the data. And,
Yeah, yeah.
so that was, we didn't really have a falling out, but I could see like, you know, it was always, can you do this? Can you do that?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you know, it was always take. It's not my
Right.
type of people, you know. It was never, what could we do for
Yeah,
you?
he used you.
Yeah, would you, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess he's gone, he was older.
Um,
Ivan, Matt's still
probably.
around.
Yeah, Matt's his son. He took the yeah.
Well, they made me the one. He told me, you either, we know that you're doing it on the side because some real estate called him up, the guy was out here doing inspection for the fireman or something, you know. So, they said, we want you to not do any inspections, you know, exclusively do them for us, don't do any on the side. And then if somebody calls you, we'll give you $10.
Yeah.
Like I'm working with a fireman in my firehouse, I'm gonna send him to do an inspection for you for $350, you know what I mean? and I get $10. Like in other words, but he's looking for a deal from me, you know, because I work in the same firehouse and see him in the kitchen, you know what I mean? So he's looking for a deal. He's not looking to.
Yeah.
He could call you. So I said I have a better idea. It won't work for you at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's exclusively to me. And I was always happier ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, could work when I want. When I want, you know. I want to play golf on Friday. Somebody calls at time. I can't get there till the afternoon. Whatever. You know, just not explain to anybody. And yeah, so that was my story with them. But never falling out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's, just quickly, I'll say this. There's so many options you have once you're licensed, okay? You can be a single practitioner, you know, right? You could join an established company. You could hook up and get a, what do you call it? What do they call that?
The code.
The thing that can't remember what it is.
To do code inspections?
No,
That's another course, but yeah.
No, another way that you're working. You can buy a franchise, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, franchise, okay, that's what I was talking about.
Mm.
Well, we had one guy come and
Right.
he got a job with the New York City Building Department, but
Who was
yeah.
that?
It's a long time ago. He took the course.
Right,
I think he got his license. And then instead of inspecting houses, he went to New York City Building Department with his license, and he got hired as a building inspector. Oh, he was a laborer.
oh, yeah.
He got hurt on the job as a laborer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he knew a lot about construction and stuff from being a laborer, but
Yeah,
he
I think
got
I
a
know
job.
what you're
Yeah.
talking about, okay.
His name, I don't know. I know the
Right.
story.
But there's a lot of different options.
Yeah.
There are families that will work together.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right, you know, and others, you
But,
know.
Kevin,
one-
does your brother do inspections?
Yeah.
Oh, he does.
And his
okay.
father,
Oh.
his father, you know, is
Oh.
retired now, but the two sons are,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And, yeah,
You know, that was a good point that he brought up, though, about your other senses.
Mm-hmm.
I really, you know, he brought it up, I didn't bring it up. You know,
Yeah.
I was talking about, like, a lot of it's visual.
I've seen,
Smelling it and
them.
feeling it, yeah. You know, you feel moisture, yeah.
his father, had two sons, and, they both eventually, went
Yeah.
out, you
Yeah.
know, they're, you know, full-time,
Yeah.
working on,
Right.
as inspectors, okay? And the father's, retired now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen them through that, you know?
Oh,
You
right,
know,
yeah.
yeah, I've seen the growth in them, and that
You know
was
who I
a
don't
very,
see?
a good, comment that he made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Edwin's Cedar? His son was a home inspector. He was a home inspector. But he was
Who was it?
Edwin,
Yeah, sure,
and his son.
right.
He
His
was
son's-
not big. He's
his son-
Spanish.
his
His
son-
son was big. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was father and son in a class, and they looked like you could never match them.
Oh, yeah. They
No,
don't
no,
look
it was a
alike
real
at all.
big guy, and a
His
small,
father's, yeah, slender.
petite guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard from them.
No, neither have I.
Yeah, he was an expediter.
Right.
Yeah, very, very nice man. I bought a house and it needed C of O, and he told me I could get to the C of O, or some things put on C of O. said, I could do it for about 3,500. Ask her for 10,000 off, he told me. You know, so I guess he was giving me a buy, and he always asks for more if you're negotiating, you know. And then she said, no, I'll get the, but she got the C of O's updated, you know.
Yeah.
She had I bought a house with a finished basement, there's a bathroom down a finished basement. And that was okay in my neighborhood, that could be grandfathered in. But if you went for the C of O at that time, like 2016, you had to have an escape window or another exterior entrance. You had, you know, there was things there that she had to do. You know, I told her I was going to walk away. In other words, if she didn't get the C of O, I was going to walk. My lawyer and I both agreed that. If you gave me money, I'm not going to walk away. Take something off, but you're not just going to give me this house and now it's as is, and it doesn't have the C of O. I'm buying a house now. I'm paying more, paying 10,000 more for the house. No, I ain't doing that. You're taking 10,000 off, or you're doing it. She did it, but I think it cost her $10,000 because she had to get an architect, and then she had to get an escape window. And I saw things. She had electric in the shed. The electric was off the shed. You had to take the electric. She had to change some gas pipes. I saw for the fireplace, and then even that bathroom down the basement wasn't vented properly, like a lot of bathrooms and basements, you know. But I saw a whole new vent pipe. So I think it cost her that much. I didn't care. I didn't do anything. People came around and look at the escape window, put it here, put it there. No input. I wasn't going to have her say, "Wow, you told them to do that." You know what I mean? I'd stay out of it. You get the C of O. You know, you and your
So it stands for Certificate of Occupancy.
yes.
Who provides that?
The town.
Oh.
It's a very important thing. Let's say I go to a house and I look and I see a crawl space on the right side of the house, you know, and you could always tell a crawl space got those crawl space fence or something, you know. And now it's a different type of, let's say you had a bump out on your house that was added, like in 1990 or something. You would see a different foundation. You might have cut block, there's a big regular block or something, you know, it's newer. It's 50 years newer. It's not gonna look the same, it's not gonna look original. So I noticed that that's the addition of that. I tell the people, make sure your house has been added on, just make sure that was permitted and added to the C of O. Take a real simple example. A lot on Long Island, they have a garage, and they close off the garage and make a living space out of it. Sometimes they leave the garage door and make a living space inside. So
Right.
it's all hidden from the town. But there's a couple things I'm telling them, you know, make sure that's on the C of O. It's probably not. That's why I have the garage door there to hide it. And if I don't tell that and she buys a house, well, you could have told me. You saw that it was a garage door there that had space and you know, this obviously was converted to living space. And you should have informed me, you know. So I would tell them, just make sure that's on the C of O. Sometimes decks, you know, guy buys a house, he puts a deck on the back of the house. They don't go to C of O, you know. I mean, a lot of them do, but a lot of them don't. And a lot of times you could tell if you're a home inspector how that deck is constructed. Is this standard construction, or is this like a fun-gooey weekend job? You know, a lot of times the giveaway is the steps. You know, regular carpenter, the steps are going to look, you know, they're going to be every rise height's going to be the same height. They're going to be evenly distributed. Not going to be a short step, or you know, bottom step is
long step or something, you know, but homeowners, they go and buy a stringer and put it in, you know, try and fit it in there or something, so. Or sometimes the way the deck is hung on the house, you know, that ledger board that you hang the deck from, that has to be bolted to the house, and there's a pattern with the bolts, you have to bolt here, bolt there, you know, they tell you, and then that ledger board is sticking out from the house, it has to be flashed properly, otherwise water comes down and sits on the top of that board, it rots, but that's the support for half the deck, and so, you know, and then usually the joists that are on that ledger board are in Ticos, you know, like stirrups. So you go underneath the deck, well, there's no stirrups here, the ledger board is nailed to the house. This is good, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, you better go to town and see if this, because sometimes people buy a house, town come around, tell them to take down the deck. You know, they come around for some other reason, you know. Oh, you know, from solar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
You know what also you have to look for?
yes, Joe.
By the ledger, it's the lateral tension reinforcement.
Uh-huh.
It connects the deck joists
Yeah,
to the floor joists. Right? You have to put a tension rod through it and connect the two structures.
yeah.
That's something that you could look for.
Okay. Yeah.
Typically, they're not gonna do that unless
Yeah.
it's a
Oh, okay.
He's been doing inspections a long time.
Oh, now, could a deck be grandfathered in without that, Joe?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I would always recommend, you know, lateral.
Okay, yeah.
Connections. You always just recommend.
Yes, yeah. That's how I treat them too. But if I was starting over, if I was a kid doing inspections, right? Like if I started doing them when I was 30, I would get this. You know, I would take the course to be a code inspector, just so I knew all the.
So that's how I became a home inspector.
Okay.
I was a municipal building inspector.
Oh, that's right. I think you told me
like
once
30
before.
years ago.
Right.
The tough part for me was to not look at all these things and
Yes.
say something.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can know it, but you can't really.
Well,
tell it.
you.
Now you just have to say it's an unsafe condition and tell them.
Yes, and recommend.
Tell
Yes.
them
Yes.
what the code is.
Yeah, well, you don't even have to,
Code is about.
I have that, you know, we all have ways of communicating to the client, and a lot of times I would tell them, well, if you built this now, you would have to do this, and that, you know, things have changed, you know, so, like, you could consult, like, your contract about, you know, these upgrades be good for me, as you know. But a lot of times things are grandfathered, and there is a balance. Like I don't want to go inspect a house for a young couple and give them so much information like that, like back them off the house. It's a good house for them. You know, I mean, I don't want to talk them out of a good house, you know, by scaring them and saying, oh, you could have this, you could have that, you know, like, you have to, and that's really what Joe is saying, you have to give them the right information that they need, you know, and then you could, like, let's say you had an old bathroom, doesn't have a GFI, but it didn't need a GFI. It's grandfathered in, but like Joe said, you could say, you know, I recommend that you put a GFI in here, it's a nice safety feature in the bathroom, near a sink or something, you know. I think all bathrooms should have a GFI outlet. You know, even we come across kitchens that don't have GFI. Not that much anymore. But
A great phrase to use is it's an unsafe condition.
yeah. Or for safety reasons. Yeah, I use for safety reasons. You know, maybe I recommend
a handrail or grab rail, which isn't necessarily, like maybe it's just one step or something. But I recommend that you put a grab rail here for safety. You know,
Right,
so-
because
Yes,
the code is 30 inches.
yes,
And then
yeah,
you need a handrail, but you can't say 30 inches, but even
No.
though it might be 2 rises,
yes,
in the way it's laid out in the field, you might
Yes.
say, this is, you may wanna add a railing here for safety.
yes, yeah. Yeah,
Without
and I-
getting into the code.
right, and sometimes I have a discussion with them, I come down the stairs and
Yeah.
there's an odd step there, and I said, I would put a grab rail. Do you have old people, you know, like, you know, my wife had her grandparents for a long time, they come over, you know, they would really appreciate a grab rail. Yeah, I know that at my in-laws, I went over the house and put a lot of grab rails that were unnecessarily, you know, just so, and they really appreciated it. You know, so, oh yeah, I use that all the time, you know, I
Yeah.
grab onto that, I lose my balance, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that is, you know, like you could recommend things. It's the latest code. You're not doing a code inspection, and you don't say this violates code, but you could say, I recommend this, you know, for safety reasons, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Safety's a big thing. We're talking about heat. We have, a lot of times you're gonna go to a house and there's something wrong with the draft on the boiler or something, you know. Like I was at one in Uniondale and I went by the damper and I put my hand in the damper because I want to feel that draft.
Mhm.
Boilers, but it's not, the heat is coming out of the damper, you know, there's something wrong with the chimney. There's a blockage or it's not venting properly. What happens when it's not venting properly? Maybe you have carbon monoxide,
Mhm.
yeah, or flue gases back into the house. Oh, you know, you see any backdrafting. Now these are really, really safety things. I carry a carbon monoxide detector so that I could see how many parts per million, you know, of carbon monoxide is there.
Mhm.
You know, I could get a 0 reading, or I could get a 200 parts per million, you know.
Mhm.
But, and then you could act accordingly. Like sometimes, like shut down the boiler. I tell people, don't turn this boiler on. The safety hazard, you got kids living in this house, you got carbon monoxide in this house. And in fact, open the windows, go for a walk now. And I have this address right, don't turn on this boiler. Have your service company come over
Mhm.
right away. You know. I had one guy that was like, he was like a slumlord. He was running like an SRO and
SRO.
I had a house in North Island, you know, by Bay Park Avenue or something.
Yeah.
And I go in and he has rooms in his house with locks on the door where he's renting that room. So it's single room occupancy, I call SRO, it's a shortcut, but
Oh.
it's totally illegal occupancies,
Mhm.
you know. So he's got like 4 or 5 rooms in the house and he's just renting the room, you know. So I go downstairs and the boiler is missing part of the flue. So the flue comes out of the boiler, here's a space,
Oh,
and
wow.
here's the flue to the chimney. So right away I come down and I shut off the boiler, and you're missing part of your flue. So you're dumping flue gases right into your basement.
That's right.
Shut it off. I knew what he was. I said, you're not gonna turn this boiler on, you know, like when I leave, you're not turning this boiler on.
Mhm.
Because if you do, when something happens to these people upstairs, I'll be at the precinct on Deer Park Avenue at 9 o'clock in the morning, you know what I mean? I'll be there, you know?
Mhm.
Like, you know, I tried to put a little camera, and I would too,
Yeah.
but, you know, because I knew he was just gonna turn it on when I left. You know?
Mhm.
That's the way this whole house was run, you know? But, so, those safety things
you know, combustion, you know, carbon monoxide, things on running right are really important, and you would notify everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like other things, you know, you don't get into like notifying the owner of all the concerns. You know, you're telling your client, and then your client can decide how they're gonna address them and how they're gonna negotiate them, but the owner didn't pay for the inspection, the client didn't. The client is entitled to all that information before anybody else. They paid for it,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? They could walk away from the house, they could do whatever they want, but we certainly don't have to get in a pissing contest. You know, oh, that's okay, I was here before I got here, you know, we don't need that. And like sometimes they try, like I remember inspecting a house and the real estate say, well, let's sit down, let's discuss this, let's get on a table everything that you found, and the people could. And I told them I have to go to another inspection. I don't even have time for that. But I tell my client, I'm not your advocate. Your lawyer is. I don't belong at the table negotiating with people and asking you to agree with things or something, and then maybe you go to your lawyer and he says, you should have never agreed to that or something. That's not my role here. But the real estates aren't sitting me down and making me play that role, you know. But, sorry, but you know, instead of saying, no, I'm not playing that game, I just say, no, I can barely make my next inspection. I don't even have time to bring it up. I told my client everything as we went around. I'm going to write a report, but I have to go.
Even if you don't actually have another one scheduled.
Of course, because I'm not their advocate. I don't belong sitting at the table negotiating with people for them.
Right.
I'm not their mouthpiece, and I shouldn't be.
Right.
No, and they should bring that home, let it go through their mind, get all the information, talk to their family, their lawyer, and then decide, oh, we're gonna go through with this, but we need a new roof and we'd like to get something off, or what, you know, get their ducks in order, and then bring it back to the people. But don't try and think right there on the spot, you just found this out yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not a good time. I wouldn't sit there and negotiate with anybody. If I was buying a house myself and I found all those things, I wouldn't sit down with them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take it home and think about it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a race. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take my time, right? Feel that time to give it thought, and then I'm not going to waste time, you know. But I'll call you tomorrow, or next day, or whatever.
To talk about what you found.
And what I want. Like I'm buying a house from you. I found some concerns.
Right.
So I just found out right now.
Right.
And I'm going to sit down and negotiate. No, I'm going to
Think about
mull
it.
it over. Yeah. Then I'm going to say, yeah, what, you know, because then you could formulate, well, I'm going to ask for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I negotiated with the lady I bought the house from, with the C of O,
Mm-hmm.
I want $10,000 off, and you don't have to do the C of O.
Right.
And then she said, well, I'm not doing anything. That was her answer. And I'm walking, my lawyer. I mean, but we had agreed, I talked to my lawyer, and I said, well, she's not going to do the C of O. I'm going to walk. He goes, I think you should. Yeah. So we all agreed, you know, everybody spoke to him, and this is where we're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, she did say, okay, I'll do the C of O.
Mm-hmm.
And she did. Yeah.
Great.
Right. But I had my house inspected, you know, and then I knew right then what I more or less wanted to see, and maybe she could have had a C of O for it, you know.
Yeah, so, like I said, if I had to do it all over again, I think I would have it. Cause it's good to know the codes. Because then you know, or like what you're missing, or what the added safety things are that they've come up with since they built this house, and you know, it's knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, I'm not gonna do it now. You know, I'm not going to take a course and get a, you know, code certification now, cause it's not gonna pay, you know what I mean? It
Mm-hmm.
would be dwindling down, I'm at the end of my career, you know, doing, whatever you call this job I have. You know, whichever it's called, career, but that, I'm certainly at the end of my home inspection time, you know. Am I gonna do it next year? I think, you know, but that's what it's come down to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe not if I don't want to.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I think it would, and, yeah, so Joe was a code enforcer for a town, you know, maybe, say, town of Oyster Bay or something, and, you know, he retired, or left and doing home inspection. Yeah. So, there's hardly anybody that comes into this class that doesn't have some type of background or, you know, interest or handyman their own house or something. There's, like I have a son that's a cop.
Mm-hmm.
He barely takes the cans out. He wouldn't become a home inspector. He has no friggin' interest in doing a home inspection. You know, he don't even have an interest in his own home. He just calls somebody, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
why would he want it? It's not an attraction to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have another son that's, you know, like a whiz engineer. He's got a doctorate in engineering. So yeah, he could do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but so it doesn't appeal to people. You know, people that aren't interested in houses, they're not interested in this as a career, just to make money. Just, yeah, it doesn't float their boat. So a lot of contractors, tradespeople. I mean, we had a school teacher in here, and you know, I guess he wanted to get a license, and he could do it on the side or retire into it. But he was a real buff about doing things around his house. You know, he had a keen interest in doing his own siding, electrical work, you know, everything about his house. In other words, most people, when they come in the door, they think they know a lot, and they want to learn how to apply it.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what appeals to us all. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of smart people coming here, you know, from their trades and their experience, and people were asking, man, could you inspect my house or something? I'll come and get a license. That's why they did, you know, we're not like Matt that just left. Did you meet him before he left?
Yeah, there was someone who was
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, he's a contractor, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So he knows how to do everything around the house, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, before he was a contractor, he worked for a boiler guy, you know, installing boilers. That was his job before he became a contractor, you know, so he's got a lot of it, you know, a lot of knowledge. He just walked in the door. What do you want to get the license, you take the course, you go out with home inspectors, and now you're qualified to, you pass the test, this New York State test, you pass the test, and then they mail you a license, you know. He wants to get that. Because you're not supposed to do a home inspection without the license.
Mhm.
You can't go to somebody's house and charge them to do a home inspection, you don't have a license.
Mhm.
You jam yourself up, you know how the government is.
Right.
Yeah. And then people got you by the balls.
Mm.
You know what I mean? They sue you, they win.
Mhm.
Or shouldn't even done this, you don't have a license, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's why they get the license. Certainly, like if somebody called and, well, look at my house before I buy it, he's qualified right now, but doesn't have a license. You know what I mean? He
Right.
could advise him, but he can't sign off on a home inspection report.
Mhm.
People, that's another side of that, you know. People can go after you. You know, let's say that you could get into, let's say Matt inspects a house, knows a lot, doesn't have a license, inspect the house, piss a real estate agent off.
Mhm.
She could call up the state, this guy was doing right, you know what I mean? He's sort of behind the eight ball, whatever. You know, like you shouldn't have been there, you shouldn't have, you know, whatever you told the people, you know what I mean? You had no business.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they shouldn't be doing it without a license.
Yeah, now it doesn't mean common sense they couldn't, you know what I mean? But, you know, once you get into government regulations, there's a lot of people who go to the mat against you.
Mhm. If they don't like you, they can sue you.
What? Yeah, and just paying a lawyer, you know.
Mhm.
You don't want litigation
Right.
at any cost. That's why, you know, people say, well, I have this order agreement. The client signed this order agreement. It says in my agreement that, you know, my only liability is to give you the feedback that you paid me to inspect the house.
Mhm.
Well, they want to sue you, they're suing you. Yeah, my friend went to court with the order agreement.
Mhm.
The judge tore it up right in front of him, and I'll decide.
So how much would you have to pay then?
Well, what I'm saying is that piece of paper that you get people to sign is not automatic, you win, they lose, you know? Yeah. In our country, that's our litigation.
Right.
Anybody could sue anybody for anything at any time.
Right.
That's it. So you have to pay a lawyer to defend you.
Mhm.
You didn't do anything wrong. You're gonna beat him, you're gonna win hands down, but you have to come into court with a lawyer. It's gonna cost you money, right? Yeah. So, you do like Kevin, you see, sense, feel, have experience, you know, you protect yourself by doing a lot of value to the people, and they don't have any resentment towards you. I could see that, you know, you have home inspection, you see the guy breaking his ass and doing everything and giving you a lot of good advice or something, and then you miss something, you might say, you know what, I could see he did the best, you know.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be a prick about this. But if the guy comes in, he's in and out of the house in 20 minutes, didn't go up in the attic, didn't do that, you know what I mean? Didn't even turn the heat on, or, you know, didn't, you know, like, fill in the blank, didn't blank. I said, fuck this guy, you know what I mean? I came and took my money, you know, did me harm. And he didn't even care about me.
Mhm.
I'm gonna at least drop a letter, you know. May call the state, maybe I'll call my attorney, you know, because you have, you know, he built up a resentment and, you know,
Mhm.
by his not trying to be of value to you. You know, almost like value to himself. I came around and like scratch your shoe. No, I wouldn't say that normally people give you a hard time. I wouldn't say that.
Hmm.
I think that almost, you have that mindset that I
I better do a good job, your client's gonna sue me, you can't do a good job. You almost, you're not on different sides, you're on the same side, you know, you're doing the best. I always thought of it like, well, if my kid was buying his house, I'm not okay for my client, you know what I mean? If I'm gonna tell him, you know, add this for safety and stuff, I'm telling my kid that, I'm telling my clients that, you know what I mean? I'm here on a proper, I'm really trying to give you a lot of value and help you and make you, help you make a real good decision for your family. They'll be here for a long time, and anything I miss, I think, that's why the paranoia comes in. Anything I miss, you're gonna find, you're living in it, you know. And then I think that attitude serves you. You know, I am gonna look at every nook and cranny, you know, not leaving things, oh, I think they'll be okay, you know. Yeah. Or maybe, taking pictures, sending to a plumber or electrician, so, you know, am I on the right track here? I told you, I used to ask my friend that was a plumber questions, and then sometimes I already knew the answer. I told the answer, I would put it in a report, and I would just call a parent, check, you know, this is what I saw, this is what I told them. Oh, yeah, you're okay, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it got where I didn't have to call them. I would, you know, there's no time that I wouldn't. I saw something a couple of years ago with the electric that I didn't think something was wrong. There's another thing to doing inspections. I could see whoever did the electric on his house was a licensed electrician doing it by the numbers, but they just had something that I never saw before, and I called up the electrician.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, in that case, that wire is buried, it's buried outside the house. He can do that, you know. So there were certain things you could do with a lateral that like you couldn't do, run that inside the house or something, you know. Running it outside underneath the ground is okay. Yeah. So there's a little bit of fun to it, you know, little self-satisfaction. And it's, you know, it's not like you're selling cigarettes. You're out there, you know, you feel like you're helping people.
Mm.
Yeah. You know, it's, you know, these things that you notice that, oh, you know, like a lot of times, oh, I'm glad I noticed that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tell the client about it, and he's happy that I noticed it. You know, it's not anything that's earth-shattering. But, you know, I had a flashlight and I took my time and I uncovered something that's not mysterious, but, you know, it wasn't really easy to find or easy to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unless you're looking everywhere or something, you know. Yeah. Yeah, just, I was in a condo the other day and I had that stack washer and dryer. You see them, right?
Mm-hmm.
On top of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, they use them in a lot of condos. So I'm looking, tight. Just fit in there like a refrigerator, so it's tight. I'm looking and I actually see some lint. And then I take my flashlight, I see actually have like a flexible dryer cup. And there's a hole in it, this is a hazard. You know, lint is highly combustible.
Right.
You know, it's almost like this dust is in the air. It's much easily ignited than something solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
and an electric dryer, it's an ignition source,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But not that easy to see. It's almost like you have to take that added step. You know, a lot of times I have to sometimes stand on something to look over the dryer, see down the back of it, and stuff, you know, things like that. Just taking your time, making sure you're exploring all around, and voila, you find something. Sometimes you don't, you know. Like I had a crawl space the other day, and it was a dirt crawl space. And then, you know, somebody said, you could see from the opening, I could see the foundation, I could see the sill. It was pretty clean. And then, are you going in there? Oh yeah, I'm going in. Because when you start to get in there a little, first of all, you go in a crawl space and you could look back. You know, when you're looking in a crawl space, you're actually seeing 3 walls, but you're not seeing a wall. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't really know. I've never been in a crawl space.
oh, okay. So let's say
That's just
we're in a basement, and the crawl space a lot of times is a little higher, but like there's this cellar window here, and you're looking in,
Mm-hmm.
and now you could see the foundation. It's unfinished. It's a crawl space. It's a
Right.
dirt crawl space. There's sand, there's dirt floor, or sometimes it's a slab floor or something, you know. But I'm looking in from this opening. Better for me to go in and then look back, and I can see this wall, and I can see this sill, but I can't see it, you know, just looking forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could get a little closer to it. So, you know, like crawl spaces are a little more prone to termites than the regular basement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because they're closer to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Might be moist. The insects love moisture. Yeah, they thrive in something real dry. They're not thriving, but so. And then you get closer to things with a nice flashlight. You get a better feel, more confident view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if I'm looking at that corner from here, it's not as good as getting over by the desk and getting on my hands and knees underneath the desk with a flashlight. So, you know, closer you get, yeah.
You get close to the bugs.
Or whatever is there. You know what I mean? That crawl space the other day, there was an electrical problem. Well, it wasn't, it was black electrical wire. Like, it's not that easy to see until you get on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a little bit of the flavor of what we're doing now. Certainly, we go back to the heat. Let's say you have hot water heat, right? You might have zones, right? You might have a thermostat on the first floor, thermostat on the second floor, things
Mhm.
like that.
And each area would have a different temperature.
Well, each zone,
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
yeah.
That's
each
what I
zone
meant.
might be set to a different temperature or something. But now when you're inspecting a house, and let's say I'm at your house and I turn on the heat for the first floor. You could even have a separate zone for the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them do. But I turn on the heat for the first floor. Now, sometimes when it was 14 degrees out, if the heat is on the house, I know the heat's on in the house. If it's not on, if the heat's not working, I know. But let's say you turn on the heat, and then there's a thermometer, like an infrared thermometer, you see them?
Mm-hmm.
You might even use them. I don't know. You're measuring temperatures.
You can point at the wall and see what the temperature is.
You point at the radiator.
Mm-hmm.
So you open that door to this room, there's a radiator over there. From the door, you could shoot the radiator to see the temperature.
so you know that heat is circulating.
From the door, so you could point it all the way
Yeah,
to the other
Oh.
wall.
go on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You could point it at it right this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it gives you the temperature, of that spot. Yeah, so if you point it right, it's gonna be hotter
Mm-hmm.
than the wall, right?
Right.
So you could see that the heat is circulating. And you open the door to the other bedroom, you just point it at, and you know, so you know, that the heat is circulating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a loop, one pipe system. This radiator's working and the radiator, all the other end of the house. Sometimes you're down the basement, you know how the loop goes this way and this way, but you point out the first radiator, second radiator. If the last radiator's got heat, it's going all around, right? Yeah. So it's circulating.
How do you know where it starts and where's the ending radiator?
Well, you can usually, sometimes down the basement it's labeled. There's a circulator
Mm-hmm.
for first floor. And then you see the riser go out and go this way.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have that heat on, you feel it's warm, then you say, well, I think it's this one. Sometimes it's labeled,
Mm-hmm.
first floor return or something, so it is good if, for the service people if it's labeled, but you could usually dope it up. You have hot water circulating, you feel this hot and this hot coming back,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to that circulator. So it's circulated for the first floor. See the riser come out. A lot of times it's a header when it's, first floor, second floor, basement, attic. So there might be 4 stems coming off the heat, and then you see maybe labeled coming back 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see it coming back. So a lot of times they should have shut-offs too, so you can shut off the first floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some of them have circulators. Some of them have, like one circulator has 2 zone valves. So the one circulator could do the first floor and second floor, but there's a zone valve for the first floor and a zone valve for the second floor. The zone valve is the solenoid that thermostat calls for heat, and the solenoid opens when the heat is circulating,
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
In my house, we have 3 separate boilers for each floor.
You have a boiler for each floor?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's because of your dad. That's unusual.
Well, they're very old. I think it's before he even got there. Maybe at least 50 years old, some of the boilers.
He was dead then,
No, it was my mom's house. So maybe before they were married.
right?
Some of those boilers were there a very long time.
Yeah, that's unusual. Somebody was into something.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a size boiler. 36,000 BTU.
Oh, yeah.
42,000 BTU, So they could certainly have, from commercial, they could have one boiler there that's big enough to do the whole house, and then they just have circulators.
Right.
Different ways of skinning the cat. Yeah, so that's one of the things you find out when you're at the house. Oh, they have 3 boilers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of multi-families got 3 boilers in the basement.
Well, yeah, it's multi-family house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
So that each
Yeah,
family pays for their own heat.
right. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. That's the best way.
Okay. Well, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
There's someone else renting on the second floor,
Okay.
and then someone else renting on the third floor.
Yes. Yeah. So is that right in town?
It's in Garfield.
Yeah, but right in downtown area?
What does downtown mean?
Oh, well, you know, like a village sometimes has a store, post office, you know, like near that
So,
community.
in the entire Garfield,
Yeah,
New Jersey,
yeah,
is the most densely populated
okay,
city
okay.
in
Okay.
probably all of New Jersey.
So it's like a
So-
city house,
so-
like a
so-
townhouse.
So just about
Yeah.
the whole city of Garfield,
Yeah.
every house is just about a few inches away from the other houses.
Okay, so that's
So-
a townhouse,
Uh,
a lot of times.
or
Townhouse, yeah.
sometimes there's enough room for a driveway, but that's
Okay.
about it.
Okay, but in some communities, there's an area like that, but there's a greater community that's almost like suburban to that.
Uh-huh.
And you get away from the dense, and then it becomes like a half acre, 1 acre, you know what I mean, as you disperse. So,
Okay.
yeah, you really are like downtown.
So
It's a big town, you know, yeah, nice.
yeah, so the whole city of Garfield is very densely populated.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's like city, live, urban,
Uh-huh.
more urban than suburban, I guess.
You could look it up on Google Maps. Take a look at my house.
Oh,
Isn't New Jersey the most
Yeah, most densely
most
populated
densely
state.
populated state?
Yeah.
Yeah.
come to the ground, they can get behind the side and
Right.
make your way up there, and they don't like to see the light of day.
Uh-huh.
So if there's mud tubes are behind that side, and you don't like that either. That's not a good. Yeah, it's poor practice.
Mm-hmm.
We would call that. Yeah. Okay, so I how close is that to? Let's see, I come up 17 a lot of times.
Okay.
You're close.
Yeah, close to 17.
Yeah. So I think I drive through.
Mm-hmm.
Passaic. I stop at a cigar store there.
In Passaic? Okay, yeah, that's nearby.
So I go up 17. Sometimes, if I go that way.
Mm-hmm.
I go over the George Washington Bridge, 4 to 17, and then I go up 17 to Harriman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, at Suffern, I get on the thruway. I don't take 17, or I don't take old 17. Yeah, with Suffern, I meet the thruway, and I take the thruway up to Harriman,
Mm-hmm.
and then I get back on 17. So I stay on the thruway 30 miles. And I have a summer place up by Wordsboro.
Oh, you have a summer home,
Yeah.
and you only go there in the summer.
I do. Only go there in summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's winterized right now. I don't go there in
Interesting.
the winter at all. Could. I have a well. I could, I could winterize it. Why would I fucking want to even go there?
Mm-hmm. So what's involved in...
Who wants to be upstate in the winter?
Huh.
You know,
Yeah.
there's no skiing nearby. What am I going to do there?
Right, like upstate New York.
It's a big
I mean, it's
state
not
we
far. It's Ulster County.
Mm-hmm.
It's just past the Middletown. It's not, it's not far. But I do have. I put in a well. I thought of going up there off season. In fact, I could go up there tomorrow and turn on my well, and just valve off some things and use it there for the kitchen or whatever, and then just drain them when I leave. But why would I want to fucking be there?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting warmer weather than usual right
Well, then
now.
I could go up.
Yeah.
But then I'll turn the water on. The water on will be on for the season.
Uh-huh, sure.
I'll turn on April, be on April, May, June, July,
Yeah.
August, September, October. So it's 6 months out of the year.
Right.
Every year.
And what's involved with winterizing?
Well, you have to, you're gonna turn off the heat.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So if you're gonna turn off the heat, you gotta get all the water out of the pipes.
Oh.
Otherwise, they're gonna freeze.
Yeah,
They're gonna burst.
that's right.
Yeah. So I have to drain all the water, drain the hot water heater, you know, take all the water out of the traps, you know, leave all the valves open in case there's any water trapped, you know, you're not gonna get the pressure to split the pipes and go out, yeah. Simple. Takes me, I don't know, 20 minutes,
Yeah,
but I'm used to it.
sure.
Yeah, I take all the traps, dump them out, then I suck all the water with a shop vac out of the toilets.
Oh.
Maybe I add a little antifreeze in the toilet in that trap, you know, just in case.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But the other traps I'm just taking off so that I don't have to put any antifreeze in those traps. You know. And then I'm opening every valve and everything is drained.
The traps of the U-pipe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So there's always water sitting in them.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so
But
you
you
can't
don't want it
turn
to-
off the water and neglect them,
Right, well,
because that water's gonna freeze.
and then it's going to burst.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing it every year for 50 years.
Wow.
Okay. I got it down.
How long you been there?
50, maybe 51. Yeah.
Wow.
I bought it when I was 27.
Wow.
It was cheap.
Yeah, I'll bet. No, it's not.
No, it's not that pricey now. You know, it's a community.
Well, it would cost a lot less there than here, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah, it costs a living there.
Right.
Besides, who are you competing with? You're competing with poor slobs that are hunting to eat, you know, in the winter. You know, there's no dentists out there. I told my wife one day. I was
No
up
what?
No dentist. That
I was
was,
up
No
there.
dentist.
I was up there, you know, I was teasing my wife. Oh yeah, I was up there, and yeah, a lot of times at night I go to the bar. I have a good pickup one. Nice tooth. It's tough up there. Nicest people in the world, some of the nicest people. Yeah, they can't talk. And, you know, they're hard to understand. They give it like I said, they know a lot about nature. You know, if they grew up there, they live off the land or something. One time, in the off season, we have some of the locals come up and look at our property. And in the off season, there was somebody squatting in my house. Listen to this. Unbeknownst to me, nobody tells me nothing. Locals come there 2 o'clock in the morning with floodlights, bullhorns, and rifles.
Wow.
They turn the floodlights on the house, they get on the bullhorn, get out of that house right now, and there's 4 or 5 guys around the house with rifles. They got the squatter out of the house. And then they called me. Yeah, you know, I don't even know they called me that night. They said, you know, there was a squatter in your house, but we took care of it.
how did they notice there was someone there?
Because they probably drove by and saw a light on and there was
So they patrol the area.
they know what's going on. You know. Yeah.
And they didn't even have to ask you first. They just did it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know even. I never told my wife that story. She doesn't know that somebody was in the house.
All right, I'll tell her.
I think now it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No.
Right. It's years ago now.
Yeah.
It's good to have nice neighbors.
Oh, yeah, no, they are like that, yeah. They don't want nothing from you, and, you know, well, we treat them good,
Sure.
yeah. But they're not looking for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Even sometimes, like some old timer was up there when I first got up there taking care of his son is still, you know, you see his son come around, so, you're his grandson, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are, there's nice people everywhere,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like, you know, I always tell my kids, it's good point, everybody has good points, you know, yeah. If you look for them, some people have to look a little harder.
You're hard to find it.
Yeah, but they're usually there. Yeah, I worked in a lot of bad neighborhoods when I was a fireman.
Mm-hmm.
Brownville, Bed-Stuy, a lot of nice people, you know. There's people that would kill you in a nanosecond, dying. There's an awful lot of nice people, too. And some of those bad people, if you treat them nice, yeah, they're fine, a lot of times. Yeah. They might size them up as a danger, but if you treat them like that, then sometimes, but if you treat them like normal folks,
That makes sense.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
sometimes respond, yeah.
Don't give them a reason to, you know, not like you.
Well, we didn't have, like, you're on a fire truck, there was really no feel like that or something, you know, we always treat people with respect, but there was,
Yeah.
you kind of, you know, you're well connected with him talking to the dispatcher, and, you know, you don't have to tell the cops in Brownsville that somebody's giving a fireman a hard time on Bristol Street or something, you know, it'll be right there.
Happen a lot.
Oh, no. In fact, you know, like you heard of, you know, throwing bricks at firemen or something, you know. That's very seldom. I worked with a guy who was a rescue one and that, and his son was on the fire, but his son worked at Harlem, and he got shot.
Shot?
Yeah, somebody took a shot at the fire truck.
Wow.
And he did get hurt, and he's okay, he stayed on the fire department and everything. So, doesn't happen yet, but that's
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah.
I worked one night in Lower Manhattan, and I got detailed, and they had a kissing contest with the Hells Angels or something like that, but they vowed to kill a fireman that night. Look at me, I got fucking detailed down here now, you know, now they're looking to kill a fireman, you know. I mean, I'm working Midtown, I shouldn't even be here. But nothing happened, you know. A lot of times it's, you know, people are, you know, getting chesty, talking big, or something, you know. But it was very rare, a lot of times. I worked in Harlem, I worked in Brownville, I worked in Bed-Stuy, Fort Greene, and most times, people are always good and appreciated the firemen, you know. I remember when I first came to this job, they'd be coming down the stairs at home, people would actually come out of their doors and thank you on the way down, so, you know, you know, I remember when we were talking about the cold, one freezing night, I'm working in Harlem, and it's freezing cold out. We get soaking wet, boots are wet, coats wet, so we're there on the corner, and some black guy invites us in for a drink in a bar or something like that. You don't have any money. You know, we have to buy him a drink or something like that. We had a drink that we were hurting. But a lot of times we used to carry clothes with us, you know, just to get the wet clothes off.
Oh.
Yeah, depending on where you're going. But now they're more sophisticated nowadays with taking care of the firemen. Like you get wet, you come back from the job, you go to the firehouse, and then dispatcher would take you offline, give you time to take a shower, get
Yeah,
cleaned up,
sure.
or something like that. When I was a kid, fuck that, you know, there was nothing like that. Yeah, there was nothing like that, you know. But, you know, later on in my career, even when I was an officer, I would call up the dispatcher and say, you know, we have to change. You know, give us a half an hour, change our air bottles, and, you know, get ready to
Right.
move out next. Yeah. What else we got? Yeah. Oh. I guess we all have our prejudice, but I like hot water heat, you know, gets circulated.
Mhm.
Steam has, you know, several cylinders, 10 each, but steam's one zone. You know, steam is on, it comes up, it's down by gravity, it's usually one pipe. You know, so the steam is on the first floor, second floor, third floor. So there's a lot of times there's a lot of wasted energy with steam.
Mhm.
People on the third floor open the windows because it's too hot, and people on the first floor turn the heat up. It's heat rises.
Interesting.
So that's why hot water, you can have a zone, you can circulate it, you know, you could have
Mhm.
a thermostat for that area. You know, it doesn't even have to be per floor, but, you know. Yeah, I have a ranch, I have two zones, I have a zone for the basement, it's finished, and a zone for the first floor. But if it was you know, if it's a two-story, then it could have a zone for the basement, a zone for the first floor, a zone for the second floor. Some
Mhm.
houses, they got a zone for the basement, a zone for the first floor, a zone for the second floor, but a separate zone for the master bedroom. Or sometimes I have a zone for the first floor, a zone for the second floor, one for, and then a separate zone for all the radiant in the bathrooms. Or the radiant in the kitchen has a separate circulator,
Oh.
a separate zone. You know. I think he's got pizza involved.
I see.
You eat everything?
I eat everything.
Yeah. You picky?
Some things I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually whatever he gets, I eat.
I don't like olives on my pizza.
Yeah, you won't have olives on.
Yeah.
But olives is something you can pick off too.
Right.
So you're getting a little flavor for inspections? Think you'd like it?
I'm a little bit afraid of what people are going to say. I mean,
Well, that's
go ahead. What were you gonna say? Yeah, I mean, going into
yes.
some stranger's house
Yes.
would be a little bit scary because I never went to strangers' houses like that.
Yeah, but what would happen is, let's say you were going to be an inspector and you get more confident, more